Today I'll be reacting to the night Osama Bin Laden was killed, May 1st, 2011. My friends, I remember the death of Bin Laden quite well, and I'm gonna be honest, I felt good when I saw the news because I don't forget 9/11. But this video, I'm really not sure what I should expect, but before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much, it's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it, you make my day. Have that in consideration now. Link for the original video in my description. I'm not sure if this is an emotional video or not, I really don't know, but the amount of recommendations was crazy, so let's play it.
We had a division rivalry between the Mets and the Phillies. The ballpark was full. It was a really lively atmosphere, but you know, at the time I just thought I was sitting down to do a regular baseball game.
Okay, baseball game.
We didn't know what was going on, we just knew something special happened. And I don't know how to describe that when you don't know what's going on, but you know it's special.
The afternoon was spent on pins and needles. I wasn't watching sports that night.
May 1st, 2011.
Another packed house here at Citizens Bank Park.
Stadium.
An awfully nice night for a ball game here in Philadelphia. The New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies, Sunday night baseball. You know, it's always a rivalry when a New York team and a Philadelphia team get together.
Really?
I think for the most part we respected one another, but I think certainly we didn't like each other.
When I was wearing red and white pinstripes, I couldn't stand orange, black, and blue. I just couldn't.
Okay, so a baseball game and two teams that kinda hate each other. Is that fair to say? Oh, I wonder how they will react to the news, because it will be beautiful if they actually unite. And I suspect that is the most likely scenario, right?
The Mets-Phillies rivalry, it's based on proximity. There's a little bit of a big brother, little brother issue going on, I think.
It's always extra special, obviously. That rivalry was always electric atmosphere.
Even in our production meeting prior to, I remember someone making the point that this is the only show in town. And by that, I mean really the only major sporting event going on across the country. And that's not often the case.
Wow. Okay, Mets are winning. That was a good one.
Paulino Lee strikes out, one down.
Watching the game, we have monitors here, watching Twitter on the laptop, and the White House reporters that I follow, they started talking back and forth about the president has called a news conference.
Our
Big
news
deal,
editor,
right?
Claire Smith, passed a note along at some point to me, POTUS news conference tonight. To me, honestly,
I feel like if there is all of a sudden a news conferencing that was not expecting, specific from the President of America, this is something big.
you know, I'm locked in on what's going on in the field. I'm not even factoring in what this could mean.
And Young strikes him out as the Phillies leave the bases loaded here in the 7th inning.
Baseball is an amazing sport.
It was a one-run ball game. The tying run was on base, and Ryan Howard's coming up. But all of a sudden, you become aware of something else.
I looked down at my phone, and I got a text from a buddy who always watched games, and he said, they got Bin Laden.
Bobby nudged me with his elbow and showed me his phone. You know, this isn't in the play-by-play handbook. They don't tell you how to deal with this one.
That's crazy.
There were rumors that Osama Bin Laden had been, you know, the United States had got him, and that they'd killed him.
Tom Archer, our producer, right away said, we're trying to corroborate it. Don't say anything yet. We're preparing a statement. So you try to put it out of your mind for a second, and you keep calling the game.
They've only got 2 hits in this game. They've got 3 hits in this game. Mayberry getting the wave. The throw from Bay, not in time, and the Phillies have tied it.
Okay, 1-1.
When we understood what was happening and that this was less a rumor and more fact, we said we're going to bring the announcers on camera at the end of the 8th inning.
Ground ball to second, inning over. Some breaking news for those of you who have been with us on the ball game. ABC News is reporting that Osama Bin Laden has been killed, and a presidential news conference is upcoming momentarily.
I think thereafter, we had our eyes open for when that bit of news was going to find its way into the 40,000 plus people who were at Citizens Bank Park.
I'm nervous, actually. I love the independence announcing that.
At the very beginning of the 9th inning, my now wife, fiance at the time, just happened to be on her phone, I guess. It wasn't the most entertaining game for her.
On CNN, an article popped up about, it's not confirmed yet, but it looks like Bin Laden has been killed. And then, you know, I turned to my fiance and said, hey, look at this is something.
My friend next to me, she suddenly lets out a, oh my God, we killed Bin Laden. After that, it just, everything changed.
Chant of USA as the news goes through the crowd.
Damn, that's amazing, my friend.
There were two events going on at once. One was a baseball game, and one is a hugely significant world event, which people, one by one, are finding out about around the ballpark.
Once the word started to leak out, we were told to find people sharing cell phone information with people beside them, find people that were excited, jumping up and down. That night, it was pretty easy to find good shots.
Okay.
That's when I decided to pull out my phone. It just kind of struck me as this is like a once-in-a-lifetime kind of moment.
Oh, come on. This makes me so happy to see. This is America for me, you know what I mean? You guys have united in the name for some reason.
There's no place in the world right now where there are more Americans gathered than in that ballpark. And they were all experiencing this rush of emotion simultaneously and spontaneously. The players, of course, had no idea what was going on.
Very rarely do you hear USA chants break out, you know, out of nowhere. So it's kind of just a bit of a state of confusion, then you get locked in for your bat.
Oh my God, what a
I'm thinking, what national team's playing and who they playing and who they beat?
Was there a soccer game going on? I thought maybe there was a hockey game going on. I was confused, and it kind of took me off of what I was doing.
Just missed outside of the knees.
The game does not matter anymore, right?
Getting it a 1-1 tie. Right is running and steals it. Let's go down to...
Just to be clear, I don't understand baseball, by the way. I assume they are doing amazing plays, but I have no idea.
Field level with Wendy Nix. Wendy?
Well, Dan, you're exactly right. As word begins to filter through the ballpark about Osama Bin Laden, the players, at least in the Phillies dugout, are clearly unaware. They don't have the same devices that we have. I was directly adjacent to the Phillies dugout. They're looking at me, you know, and they're looking at each other, and they're looking at their manager. And the obvious question, do you know what's going on?
And here comes the USA chant again.
Damn, I love America. What a moment.
We didn't know what was going on. We just knew something special happened. And you're in an out, but you're in an in. You're a part of it, but part of what?
Come on. Wow.
Jason Bay is going to be the batter.
I got no idea what's going on. And I'm Canadian, you know, and I'm thinking, I've been called a lot of things, especially in Philly, but, you know, the USA thing, they're trying to get under my skin.
2 on, 2 out. Bay the batter. Tied at 1 in the 9th inning. In the air to center field. Inning over.
Oh, the crowd is... This crowd was amazing.
Everybody's coming into the dugout, and we're all kind of looking at each other, and, you know, obviously the chants are still going, and we're sitting there going, okay, what's happened here? And the trainer kind of breaks the news to all of us.
That's kind of how it spreads, is by that word of mouth. Obviously, you know, no question, the baseball game becomes secondary to, you know, the news and the president, you know, addressing the country, you know, a few minutes after that.
Okay, yeah, before we finish this, let me say one thing. I love this type of videos, my friends. Thank you so much for, I don't remember the exact, there was a lot of people recommending this one, but I don't remember who was the first. But either way, thank you so much. And this is a moment that I'm happy that I'm reacting to you, my friends. And leave a like if you also enjoy this type of videos. Wow, this is actually tremendous.
The White House has just announced that.
By the way, I don't even know what is this winning. I assume is basically different parts instead of 2 or 3 halves. I guess there is winning parts. I don't know, but I think it's a bit irrelevant, right?
The president will address the nation about 1 minute from now.
Barack Obama. Remember this, actually.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama Bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. What we remembered right away was the chants that we started hearing outside the White House. And, you know, my working assumption is that if people had gathered that quickly outside of the White House, chanting USA, USA, that across the country, the same thing was taking place.
This is awesome.
The Mets a strike away from victory.
Oh, Mets are winning.
Got him. The breaking ball to get him Mayberry, and finally the New York Mets hang on to beat the Phillies 2-1 tonight.
Here we are, a team from New York, a team from Philadelphia, rivals, playing one another, trying to knock each other's teeth out, but the game isn't that significant anymore.
It's weird, just being able to high-five and hug Phillies fans and have that common ground. Fans you're supposed to be enemies with. All of a sudden, it became a moment of celebration, a moment of pride.
For one night, you know, it wasn't Philadelphia, New York, it was the United States of America coming together. That's something special.
No, of course. Who cares about the baseball game at the end of the day when there is such a historical moment, you know? Wow, my friends, this was amazing. I'm really, really happy that you guys ended up staying until the end with me to watch this one. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I was expecting a tremendous video because if a lot of you guys end up recommending, it's probably really good. But this was really, I got a bit emotional, I have to admit. Not sure if you guys noticed, I hope not. But yeah, it was really, really amazing. 2011, I believe I was at the university at this time. Yeah, like I said, I remember the news because this was all over automatic. Don't you guys, I guess you guys being Americans, you guys probably are aware of this, but American news, they are big news in all, in the entire world and in Europe, of course. That's no different. So yeah. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Like I said, really means a lot. If you can leave a like on the video, I would appreciate. If you end up finding my channel for the first time, also take a look at other videos I react to American stuff. And probably there is something that you also find interesting. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.